If your team is working in an environment where there are lots of changes, goals are not clear and needs to be clarified as you go along, lots of collaboration. So what are some of the things that you will see that people need to display in terms of behavior if they want to be more agile and more effective in an agile team? And then we look, based on that, we'll look into what then tend to motivate agile teams. What are the motivational factors? And probably we have a quiz for you to just come up with some ideas of what could be some key motivating factors in a sense. Then, because there is an organization issue, and probably we will share a case about the organization issue, and probably the biggest enabler as well as obstacle to being agile are actually organizational factors, right? So whatever the organization does, it may make or break, motivate or demotivate agile teams. So look into that. And finally, what are some of the things that we can do as managers, as project people? How can we be more agile, right? So first off, we'll look into some of the characteristics. So this is taken from a company called Senscope. They do similar types of consulting as well. So if you want to work in an agile team, number one, it's going to be highly collaborative. People work in teams. It's not a team of one. You need to work with people within the agile team or the project team, as well as with people sometimes outside of the team. But more specifically within your project team if you're working agile. Now, if you're not working as a project, so some companies are going into a matrix organization. So you have traditionally you have people who are organized in departments like R&D, sales, finance, procurement, etc. And then across the board, you may have, say, let's do automotive. So you got all the silos, all the vertical people, and then you also have a horizontal linkage to say, let's service people in automotive, let's service people in retail, let's service people in IT or whatever. So you have that horizontal line as well. And because, matrix organizations happened a long time ago, but with new technologies and agile ways of working, it makes it a good fit where if you are highly collaborative, good communicators, and work towards serving the customers as if you are working on a project, that makes your agile, makes it easier to use some of those agile concepts and then make it work for you. So in that sense, highly collaborative, if you happen to be in that horizontal line that is servicing a certain customer group or a segment, then you need to work across different departments. So if you're from R&D, you're going to work with people in finance, procurement, sales, and production that are servicing that customer group, right? So you got to learn to be that way, and that's a different way of organizing things around those kind of issues. You need to be good communicators as well. Very important thing, agile teams, the assumption of all agile teams tend to be they're all self-motivated. They want to make a difference. They want to reach the goal. They have the self-initiative to reach the goal. So it's all relying on self-motivated team. Even for, again, I'm going to raise this book again, just from PMI. Even for PMI standards, the assumption is if you want to lead agile team, the leader is more of a servant leadership, which means the leader doesn't tell you what to do. You are a great team. You know exactly what to do. Probably, technically, you know more than a leader. And what a leader does is to provide you with the support so that you reach your goal. So the leader that don't really, well, in ideal sense, don't really shout at you, don't really whip at you, don't really actually tell you where to go for. The team sets their own targets, as in their own milestones. They are self-motivated enough to tell the leader, this is what we are going to do for the week or for the month. This is what we are going to achieve. And they'll tell the leader what kinds of support they need. So there's not a lot of, by right, there's not a lot of pushing and driving if you are working in agile teams, ideally, right? I'll keep on emphasizing the word ideally because in actual fact, it may or may not be the case. In a manufacturing environment, as a lot of people here maybe, the traditional way of leading teams or managing people are a top-down authoritative type of leadership, right? Which is totally from the ideal ways of agile. And that could we probably can find a middle way or some ways to work out things so that it does work both for a manufacturing environment and we can still be agile. We'll come to that later, right? So we also need teams with team focus. As in, it's not about you; it's about a team. You have a problem, tell your team. The team can help you to solve, and vice versa. You have this idea of your team goals, and if you're in that matrix organization, it will be the horizontally organized matrix goal is the goal for the team. So you need to keep an eye on it. You need to find ways to achieve it. You need to somehow work with the team members and achieve those goals. Right. So that's what is meant by team focus. You need to be your own problem solvers. You cannot say, because an agile team is what we call a functional team or function team. Basically, whatever that is required to be done, the team has all the expertise to do those certain things. That's what it's meant. So since your team has got all the required expertise, and if you have a problem, you solve them. You have the ability to solve it. And of course, if it's real agile, you are also given the authority to make the decisions to solve those problems or to get help to solve those problems. Right? So you need to be very focused on problem solving. It will be a no-no to just raise the problem to the leader and say, we have a problem, you help us solve it. At most, you can say, we have a problem, this is how we want to solve it, but we need more resources in those areas. Tell the leader what kind of resources you need, right? But the lead on solving problems is you, right? You need to be adaptive and results driven and so on and so forth. So this is the characteristics of performance teams. Different consultants will have different versions. This is one that I like a lot. It's kind of comprehensive enough.